Oh, you looking for a raise? Because the only one you're going to get is in my boxers.
No, not looking for a raise today, Mr. Palamides.
Yeah, why don't you come back into my office and we'll take care of business, getting you that raise.
I feel a lot of pressure in this
I
situation.
feel a lot of pressure as well. It needs to be released.
Welcome to I Love You So Much. My name is Reed Fish. I'm here with my good friend Tyler Labine. Tyler
Still alive,
Labine.
everybody.
This is pretty great. We got Natalie Palamides here.
What's up? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks
So,
for being
Natalie, at the start of every show, we always do confessions. So we confess to something. We'll go first. We'll give you some time to think about it. It can be very minor, it can be very major. I mean, it could the more major, the better.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you got it.
Tyler's going to
it.
kick it off today, though.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Yes.
I think my confession today is going to be that I have really been walking around feeling like less than all the time. Yeah, and it's like it's not a default, stasis for me. I don't always walk. I often do. I think it has a lot to do with my ADHD and all the things that I kind of deal with. But lately, it's just been this like constant voice of like, oh, I'm nothing. I suck. I'm this. I'm that. Industry jealousy and covetousness, and like it's been kind of a weird time for my career, which we've talked about. But it's not even that. It's just lately I just kind of feel like just not good enough, not enough. And it's just been happening. It's just like, even when I'm talking to people, even right now. So my confession is today on the way here, I was like, I'm going to shit the bed today and I'm going to suck and I'm going to be so fucking boring. And that's
suck on a podcast.
I know.
I've fucked up a lot of podcasts.
I have too.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah.
But this is
But it
my
never
podcast.
sucks. Right. Yeah. I guess
If I
we
fuck
kinda
up my
know.
own podcast,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of,
You're enough for me, buddy.
thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but there are ebbs and
Who
flows
could-
to my confidence.
who
I'm
could
in
ever
an
relate to
ebb
that?
right now
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm on my way to, I'm like working on this thing. I'm in Paris. I'm on my way to Paris today.
Whoa, no way.
And it's like
When's your flight?
it's like a big show. It's at like 3:45.
Oh my God, we gotta get out of here. I was late.
And I'm
It
getting
was the
picked up
rain.
from here.
Okay.
Anyway, and I'm like, and it's like this big thing, and I'm really happy to be doing it. But again,
Yeah.
that voice inside my head is just like, you're nothing. This is fucking bullshit. You suck. They're gonna figure you out. So that's my confession. Everyone can just sit with that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll sit
Right?
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't look me too closely in the eyes.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
Okay.
see the
All
fear.
right.
Oh, but what I'm going to do about it?
Yes. Oh,
which
right,
also
yeah.
try to have a little course of action.
Yeah.
Is remind myself that that's just my brain doing the thing it does to me, which is like somehow trying to protect me from something.
Yeah.
It's sending me some message like, stay safe,
Safety mechanism.
but I can just say like, hey, brain, like I see what you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I don't need that today, or I don't need that for whatever
Yeah.
reason you think I do. And I can just kind of,
Do you ever look yourself in the mirror and say like, "Shut the fuck up"?
oh, I was going to say, I love you. I say 10 times in the mirror into my own eyes, like really deeply, like, I love you. It's hard.
Wow.
I love you. I love
Sometimes
you.
it helps me, but maybe I should shift to your tactic. I just go like, if I have a bad voice in my head, I look in the mirror and I go, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Does that work?
You're a fucking dumb bitch, and I'm not
Oh.
listening to you."
Okay, but you're not talking to yourself.
No, I'm talking to
You're
that
talking
voice.
to that voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it goes away.
See, that doesn't work for me. I did a lot of aggression
Oh, okay.
approaches in my life, like, you fucking idiot, or drinking and fucking
But are you
submission
talking
to
to
it.
you, or are you talking to the voice?
Probably more myself.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I've
yeah.
learned that positive self-talk, including like not just randomly calling myself a piece of shit or like, you dummy, or oh, you fucking idiot. I try
Yeah.
to say things maybe even just in a more gentle way, like, oh, that was a little bit less than courageous, or oh, I could maybe you could have thought about that a little bit more before you said it or whatever. So the I love you approach in the mirror is supposed to reinforce this
That's
idea that you
good.
speak kindly to yourself, even the things that you don't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's my confesh.
Okay.
It's good.
It's on me
confess.
now.
Thank you.
Okay. We're like, what, 30 some odd episodes in on this show.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And today I feel like is the first day that I'm intimidated by our guest. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
sopping
He talked
wet.
about it the
I
whole
know.
ride over here, man.
I know. Tyler and I drove down from Ojai today because he's flying out. We drove together, and I talked about it with him there too. And he kind of copped to feeling a similar way.
Yeah.
because I feel like I have a lot of respect for your work in a way. Not that I haven't had that for everybody else, and I happen to think like Tyler's a brilliant actor, but I'm not intimidated by him. And
my genius isn't on intimidation level. Yeah,
I saw Nate like 5 years when it came out, like 5 years
Thank
ago,
you.
and I've thought about that show for years. And then I rewatched it last night, but I had already, like, even a few weeks ago when I found out you were coming on, I was like, wait, seriously? And so I was like, because I think what you've done is like so brilliant, and like your mind, I think, works in a way that mine doesn't. And I'm like a funny person, but I could never have written anything like that. And it's a little intimidating. And I feel like over the last few weeks, I've found myself like, well, what am I going to say? When Natalie's on, and almost like, I'm like, shit, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be like a tryhard, because like, I'm really invested. And this is a big confession. I'm really invested in you thinking I'm cool. And,
oh my gosh.
And like,
well, you were the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what it is. And so I've also been trying. So my course of action has been to actually try to not overthink it, and to, because you're like coming up with witty things to say. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work. It just has to be in the moment. And of course, when you walk in, of course, you're very kind and sweet and like, and not
really?
intimidating in person, but but still, I'm a little bit like,
didn't knock me down a few notches. I walked in like soaking wet.
Yeah.
And like super late and wearing like, what are these Adidas slides with like covered in dog hair.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. So anyway, so I've just been like trying to play it cool.
Right on. Okay, well, here's my confession that'll maybe help you feel less intimidated. I used mosquito repellent as deodorant today.
Hey.
Yeah. So I was like scrambling. I'm always running late for everything. I think probably I have ADHD.
Yeah, probably.
Too. I'm microdosing on shrooms to try to help with that. Actually, sometimes I've noticed I can like really do a like good job focusing on really boring stuff like cleaning and stuff like that if I microdose on shrooms. This morning,
wait, if you microdose on shrooms, you're good, you mean?
Yeah, I'm
good.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm like folding, the sheets. I'm doing the dishes. I'm like sweeping the floor. Yeah, so
serenity.
Anyways, it can really help out.
All right.
But didn't have a dose this morning, and I was like, fuck, where's the this? Where's the that? And by the time I got to my deodorant, which I'm kind of super crunchy, hippy dippy, I don't like to use any aluminum or anything in my deodorant or anything like that. And I had run out of my beef tallow deodorant, which also, full disclaimer, like just because you're into like health stuff doesn't mean you're like alt-right or something. Okay. So I just had to have that disclaimer because
appreciate that.
I talked about. It's just like, now I'm like, I shouldn't talk about it.
No,
but I mentioned
please.
like raw milk on a podcast, and I got like, everybody's like, you're alt-right, blah, blah, blah. I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. So, but yeah, I use beef tallow deodorant, but I was all out, and I was like, what can I use that's like, something kind of natural? And I have this sort of like natural,
like citron.
Mosquito repellent wipes, that I got from Air One, and they're made of like essential oils and whatever. And so,
nice.
It's working.
I'm gonna give you a whiff later. I have to check it out.
Please.
And then for a minute I thought maybe you were putting like deep woods on your armpit, like DEET.
Oh no,
that's not so healthy.
That'd be more cutthroat. Yeah. But sometimes I'm just like, I put on the natural stuff and it doesn't keep the skeeters away.
Right. And they're always going for the pits.
I'm like, maybe I should just get the DEET.
Yeah.
And they eat me alive.
Yeah. You got sweet blood.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm just so sweet.
Really? Yeah. Well, thank you for your confession.
Yeah.
I think we're all curious.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It humanizes you a lot.
Yeah, I'm not quite as intimidated now.
Yeah. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was that I reached out to you for the show. And I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours and I'd love you to come on the show. And you don't know me at all. And you wrote back, you're like, actually, Tyler, we do know each other.
Yeah, you're
and I was like,
into my memory.
Oh, shit. So we did, and I think we can talk about this.
Yeah.
There's a Pixar movie called Onward, which at the time it was called like,
I forget. I was actually looking, I was like feverishly looking for your email, and I found like our booking email that we had from that. Yeah. I forget what it's originally called though.
I don't know, but it was at Pixar, and we were flown out there.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to do these table reads, and it was near the end of when they choose the movie they're going to make that year, or over the next like however many years.
Yeah.
So there were 3 readings going on at Pixar, and we did these like rehearsals. And it was like, we're going to read for John Lasseter and Pete Docter the next day, and like the whole studio.
No way.
And yeah, so we read these like 2 rehearsals, and then they fired her.
They fired me.
And I remember we were in the lobby of the hotel in San Francisco.
I've never spoken about this because I thought I was going to get in trouble or something.
I don't think so. Dan Scanlon and Corey Ray, nice people, but it was a weird moment. And I remember you were like,
strange.
I'm fired. And I remember seeing you in the lobby of the hotel and just being like, I thought you were fucking hilarious in the table reads.
Thank you. Thanks.
I was like, what?
Went through so many auditions also to do, scratch for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the next day they replaced me with like a PA.
Yeah,
and I'm
somebody
like,
who had never done it.
Like not as good as the PA. Like
no disrespect to the PA.
Yeah.
But like we were all like, oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you're forever like burned into my memory because that was hard.
When you mentioned it to me, I had this whole flood of like, I remember being kind of crushed for you. Like I was
thanks.
like
I
that
was
feeling.
only 25.
Yeah, and it was like you were obviously killing it and very happy to be there and very enthusiastic and and then to just kind of get like chucked on your face. I was like, what are they thinking?
And I didn't know. I guess I just wasn't right for the part or something, but I'm like, it's just scratch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
so scratch meaning this is like the tracks they animate off of, or what?
Yeah, like they would have eventually hired somebody to replace your scratch. But like I wasn't there for that. I was there because I was going to do the movie. Because I had done Monsters University with Corey and Dan already, and they wanted me
for scratch.
So they just called me and said, "Would you do this come do the table read, and eventually you'll do the movie." And so we went there. Yeah, but my story, which I think I told you, which might make you feel better, is I went through the whole process. We read for Pixar. We read for all the execs. Like John Lasseter was crying and gave me a hug at the end of the thing. Was like, your emotion was so raw and all stuff.
Well, yeah, you kill it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like kind of built for that role. And then
they wrote it for you.
Kind of.
No?
I mean, they just said, "Hey, this is the role we want you to play," and I was like, "Great." And then like a year or maybe more went by where I was like, what's happening with that Pixar thing? And they're like, "Oh, they're being real cagey about it, but it's yours. It's still yours." And then finally they go, "Actually, they want you to come in and audition today at Disney."
Audition?
And I was like, audition? I did the thing. And they're like, no, it's just a formality. You can go back in and audition, and Dan and Corey will be there. And they're just saying it's a formality. Like they just want to see it at the studio. So I go in and it's this massive, those big like Foley ADR stages with like a full movie screen. And I'm in this little like glassed off booth. And they're like, "Okay, we just want you to do like the singing parts." There was this like rock and roll stuff. And they wanted me to sing. And I did it like 4 or 5 times. Like, can you be more like AC/DC and less like there? Can you be like more screaming? And do that? I did the thing, and they're like, "Okay, great, thank you." And I left. And like within days, they were like, "They're offering the role to Chris Pratt." And I was like,
wow.
So this was never my thing. And then later when the movie came out, they invited me to the screening, and I said no, thank you.
Yeah.
But that was a weird one for me because it's the same thing where you're like,
wow, they got
why did you guys do all that, and why did you keep that guise up?
Yeah,
you could have just said, "We don't know."
Say.
I'm a grown human being. Like I'm a grown up.
Like, yeah,
I'd almost rather have Natalie's experience on that than yours.
Yeah,
that sounds,
I guess,
no offense, but
at the time it was like, I had gotten I think I had booked Powerpuff Girls already, maybe. Or maybe it was right before I booked Powerpuff Girls. I can't remember, but I remember it was like one of my first big things, and like, I was supposed to be gone for like a few days or something, and then to get like sent back to the house that you're living at with like 7 guys, and they're all like, "What do you?" It's like the 7 dwarfs I'm coming back to, and they're like, "What are you doing back so early?" And I'm like, "Oh, we just, we finished early, blah blah blah." And they could tell them, like, I think eventually I fessed up to them, but like, I remember just like getting this phone call like after the read through that day, going back to the hotel room, and I just get a phone call, and it's like, "Hey, Natalie, it's somebody's assistant." They're like, "Yeah, the director isn't gonna have you come back tomorrow." And I was just like, "Oh, okay. Did he want to talk to me or
no?
No. But we'll have a plane for you in the morning, and somebody will come pick you up." And I was just like, Okay, and it's just like devastating to like not even get to talk with like the director about it. Like at least just tell, like,
or
just,
be like, do you want me to do something different? Like I'm an actor, man. Like give me
I know. Well, this is the one thing that was frustrating is like he kept saying more sincere, more sincere, more sincere, like in his notes to me. And like I think I'm a pretty good actor, and like, you know, in my special and like stuff like that, I get very sincere.
Absolutely.
I guess I just didn't land that note, whatever it was, but I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at being sincere.
I think so too.
So, yeah.
I remember thinking,
it really comes through. Yeah,
I just remember leaving the first read we did, and just you and I kind of, I think we hit it off.
Yeah,
and I was like, I thought you were
did.
just so fucking funny and good, and definitely a good actor.
I know. I remember we like hit it off, and it was such a bummer because I was like, oh, my friends that I just made like are gonna know I suck.
I thought we were gonna like
whatever.
do this movie together and like hang out. I was shocked when
know.
they. Anyway, and you know, just one caveat. Dan and Corey are really nice people.
I'm sure they are.
It's a cruel industry. You know what I mean?
Especially
Like
that studio, I'm sure is like,
and I guarantee along the way somewhere they were like, we're gonna make the call.
Yeah.
You know, and you never know. Dan could have been like already on it, wanted to call you, and they're like, no, let's keep it clean, or agents get involved, or whatever. It's
There's so much going on
it just
behind
feels
the
so
scenes.
impersonal,
Yeah.
you know? But it's just a big machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's wild. This industry is nuts.
Yeah. Then you took writing into your hands. Can we talk about Nate? Are you okay talking about it? Because
Yeah,
it's like
let's
it feels
talk
like
about
it's
it.
like
Weird. I
7
want to
years
talk about
ago.
Weird too.
Yeah. I rewatched it last night.
Me too.
Tyler,
I watched it for the first time last
Tyler
night.
watched it for the first time last night.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was just a fan of yours through like your like stuff, like
Really?
even like the commercials and like you know your content.
Well, that was
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
wait, you haven't seen Nate?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I make like no content, so that's thank you.
Yeah, it was like I just think you're funny, and like I saw your like spots on the progressive stuff,
right,
and like
yeah,
I was like, she's
Yeah.
funny, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
But now
so
I'm like,
much.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
intimidated too.
But but I think, you know, with Nate, I mean, kind of what you're talking about in that is a lot of what we've wanted to kind of get across on the show. I mean, kind of one of the underlying ideas for this show is to be like the anti-toxic masculinity podcast, because there's so much of that other stuff out there. One of our mantras is it's okay to cry. And like, you know, and so when I was just seeing you last night, you know, pouring the LaCroix on your, you know, to
express yourself,
to see what it feels like to cry was like, oh man, you know, that was so, it's like so the heart of our show, really. And
thank
so
you.
at the end, you're like, you kind of left it open as to what the interpretation is on like the, you know.
Yeah, I like to leave it
because
up
I was
to the
hoping you were going to
audience.
solve masculinity, and I don't know that you did.
No, we have to come together on that one, I think.
That's what we're doing here today. We're going to solve it today.
Yeah.
Here together.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously you know what you're doing with playing with gender roles and like
I have fun with it.
yeah. And it just felt like really in alignment with like we're sort of trying to break the walls down currently, I think, about what masculinity and femininity and like these constructs we've come up with for gender, when I think it's much more fluid.
Yeah. When do you think they developed that?
Oh, like probably around the same time as Jesus, I don't know, the Bible, something like that.
When do you think that stuff came out?
When they figured out how to control us, that's when that stuff came out. But like, I just thought that was genius. I was watching you, you know, be totally exposed and like very brave, but also I'm sure you've heard that a lot. But then also just like the like commentary. That's the thing I think is genius about the show is like, I know you know what you're doing, but it also became, I'm sure it just becomes its own thing at a certain point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And like people are, but they're able to interpret it however they want. But like the idea of being naked and dressed as a man.
Yeah. My poor parents.
Oh, I saw some of that too, where you're like, your parents are like, we love it, but do you have to have a giant dildo on stage?
Yeah.
From where? Yeah. I just
but
like,
they have the same sentiment about Nate.
there's a lot of dick in it.
My dad couldn't watch it. I don't think my dad's ever seen it. He like threw his hands up and was like, I can't do this. But I understand that, you know, like, do you have daughters?
Yeah,
I have a daughter.
I mean, it'd probably be strange to watch them like topless on a big streamer.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I
Sucking a dick.
Sucking your own dick.
Potentially.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
sucking
not quite.
That makes it different, by the way.
Not quite at that age, you know, where I'm thinking about that. But yeah, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
But I like, here's the thing though. I like, if my daughter ever made Nate, I would be like so insanely,
proud.
you know what I mean? You know, so I'm like, I'll suffer through it. Not that your dad isn't, but you know, I can, you know, I'd suffer through probably.
I think he's conflicted.
Yeah, sure. But like the genesis of Nate, like the idea of doing it at all. Where did that come from? Like, why did you decide to dress up like a man with a giant dildo between your legs?
I mean, I had always had fun doing drag, and since I was in college, I just did drag or like male characters and sketch stuff. And then right out of college, I got a job with a theater company. And they were making a show where they wanted every performer to be in drag. So during the workshops, excuse me.
Yeah, me too. We can take throat clearing breaks on the show.
Really?
I'm always like, and they have to like edit out my throat clearing.
Clear. LPR break. Oh yeah. So in college, I worked with a theater company that was doing a play where they wanted every performer to be in drag. So during that workshop, I was just doing a bunch of drag characters, and I had just kind of fallen in love with, I don't know, there's like so much permission in playing a man or playing in the masculine energy. And I don't know, you just get to like fuck stuff up and, you know, break stuff.
Hit shit with an axe.
Just be really loud. And like there's that permission there that you don't have to ask for when you're, you know, playing something a little more feminine or as a lady in society. Like, I don't know, like all the Jackass guys get so much permission to like be nuts and
Don't you have a Jackass story as well?
Yeah,
I heard John C. Reilly telling it on.
Yeah, I guess I can tell it now because
it's out there.
He said it, but yeah, I don't know if I'm still under NDA or what, but it's interesting because, you know, what I did on set that day, I think they always do to each other, but it was just maybe like emasculating when I did it, or like.
Well, what did you? I don't know the story.
Okay, so I'll tell the story.
Yeah,
I think you can.
You guys are the first
and you can check later, and we can cut it off.
No, don't say that.
I think just. I mean, what are they?
What you say here is forever.
I want to say that, like, I love Jackass, and I'm a huge fan, and I harbor no ill will towards anybody, and I'm just grateful that they brought me on set that day. And you know, I don't want to fuck anything up for them. That's why I think also I think it's a funny story, but I've never said anything because I'm like, oh, people are going to think like, Wee Man's a dick, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, maybe a little, but it's like, that's why we love him. You know, that's what we love about him, and that's what we love about that show. I just think it's funny that he's like okay with getting his dick like pecked by a vulture and not getting tackled by like a little lady. So, okay. So me and my friend Courtney Peroso, who's also an incredible
I love her.
comedian.
Big fan of her too.
She's amazing. We were asked to come on a test shoot day, and it was the first test shoot for Jackass Forever. Johnny Knoxville, super nice guy. He comes up to us at the beginning of the day, and he's just like, hey, just so you know, you guys don't have to participate in any stunts. Like, feel free to jump in on anything you want to. You're totally welcome, but you can also just like hang out and like razz us or whatever, give us a hard time if you want. And we were like, okay, yeah, sounds fun. So the first stunt they do that day, they're like putting hot sauce up their ass, and me and Courtney look to each other and we're like, we can't do that. Like that's too porny for chicks to do. The next stunt they did was like a guy jumping from really high up into a pair of pants, and the point of that was going to be like for him to smash his balls. And so we were like, that's not really for us to do because we don't have any balls to get smashed. You know, they do this stunt. I think Poopies jumps into the pants and he nails it like flawlessly. He doesn't smash his balls. He just like lands in the pants, and it's kind of awesome. And Lance Bangs, one of the camera guys who's my friend, he brought me in. I think he whipped pants to me, and he's like, what'd you think about that, Nat? And I'm like, oh, I was pretty impressed. I just wish I got to see somebody's balls get smashed. And as I was saying that, I leaned over to Johnny and like I like stopped short of twapping his balls. I just like faked him out. I faked
like a backhand flap.
Yeah. I was just like, wish I got to see somebody's balls get smashed. And he was like, oh. He's like, you should have did that. And I was like, what? He's like, you should have hit me.
Ready.
Yeah. He's like, you should have hit me. And I was like, you want me to hit you? And he was like, yes, that's what this show is. He's like, anything goes on this set. Anything goes. And so I was like, fuck, I fucked up. Like I could have hit him in the balls. Yeah, I was like thinking like, okay, when can I hit him in the balls next? Like, you know, I was like, because I was also a little bit nervous being there with like, you know, a little bit intimidating being there with these guys like I watched growing up and really admire. So I'm like, okay, Natalie, you have to like follow through and like hit them in the balls. And yeah, I just like didn't want to hurt him, but I guess like that's what the show is. Yeah. So for the rest of the day, I'm thinking like, okay, when are you gonna do something, you know? And funnily enough, you know, we're about to break for lunch, and they're setting up a stunt for after lunch called the banana hammock. They wanted somebody to dress up in a banana costume and swirl around in the hammock and get thrown into the air and then land in a baby pool. And Wee Man is passing me as they're setting this up, and he's like, "Are you going to do this one?" Points to the hammock, and I was like, "No, like this looks so dangerous, right?" And he's like, "Well, when are you actually going to do something?" And I was like, it was like a little tense, like a little bit of like, come on, like step to it. And I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, maybe this just isn't for me. And it was like a little bit awkward, tense, you know, and I felt bad after the interaction because I was like, I don't want Wee Man to think like I'm not having fun being here. And like, I want to be friends with him. So at lunch, I go sit down next to him and Courtney sits across from him. I was like, hey, man, just so you know, the reason we're not like jumping in on a bunch of stunts is because we're not stunt people or skaters, we're comedians. And he's like, oh, you're comedians. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you haven't made me laugh yet. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me tell you a joke. So I just told him this really like obnoxious, long-winded knock-knock joke where I was like, knock, knock. And he's like, who's there? And I was like, Heifer International. And he's like, Heifer International who? And I was like, Heifer International, we're a nonprofit organization to help young girls learn sustainable farming around the world. Would you like to make a donation? And he's like, what? And I was like, we're Heifer International. See, you guys get it.
Yeah. It's fun.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
He didn't really get that. And then the guy sitting next to Courtney was like, well, have you guys ever done Kill Tony? And this is when Kill Tony was like just a beginner show at the Comedy Store at the time, you know, pre-COVID. And Courtney was like, no, we usually perform at more alternative venues, but we were just in the New York Times. And Wee Man was like, oh, so you guys peaked at the New York Times? And I was like,
Jesus.
yeah, we peaked at the New York Times and now we're doing Jackass.
Right.
And he didn't laugh at that either. And
That's
then,
funny, though.
I know. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then I think Johnny maybe sensed something was going on. And he walked over and he was like, what's going on over here? And Wee Man was like, these two girls say they're comedians. And Johnny was like, yeah, they're actually really good comedians. And then somebody like 3 tables over was like, they think they're comedians? And then the whole tent like erupts in laughter. I felt like I was in like middle school lunchroom. And then Wee Man got up to like throw his lunch away. And he said like one last like kind of smart ass dig. And Courtney said like she saw my eyes go black and my face turn red. I had just come off of doing Nate, you know, where like I wrestle a lot of people, and I just like, and I was like, I guess anything goes on this set, and like this is how they handle stuff. So I was like, thought this is what he wants. Yeah. So I tackled him to the ground, and I put him in a chokehold. And I just was like saying in his ear, like, are you done? Are you done? I was like, tap when you're done. Tap when you're done. And I just couldn't feel him tap because his arm couldn't couldn't reach my arm.
Yeah. So he could have been tapping for a long time.
I thought I jackassed. And after that, like, you know, everybody's slapping me 5. I think Wee Man even like pounded my fist or whatever. But then, okay, so 2 years later, the movie finally comes out, and me and Courtney are like the only people to have stepped on set to not be invited to the premiere. Right. Because as you know, like even if you're like cut from a project, usually they're like,
hey, you helped along the way. Come on.
Yeah, come to the screening. But we weren't invited, so me and Courtney were like, let's just go to the movie theater where they're like giving a Q&A and maybe we can say hi. So we're in the movie
so
theater.
Innocent, I'm sure, yeah.
And Johnny, again, sweetest guy, he sees us in the audience and he's like, oh my God. He's like, Courtney and Natalie are here. He's like, come on down, guys. And he's telling the audience, he's like, Courtney and Natalie are in Jackass forever. And Natalie tackled Wee Man the first day of shooting. And I was like, oh, he wanted it. He wanted it. And Johnny was like, well, he wanted it and he got it. And then Jeff Tremaine, who was standing next to me, leaned over to me and he was like, actually, he didn't want it and he got it. So that was kind of confirmation for me that
you had overstepped.
I had overstepped.
That's fucking
But
lame.
Vulture's allowed to, like, I was watching the Jackass Forever, and he's like strapped down, let a vulture peck his dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
So then
maybe
I guess this is where, right? You just pecked at his dick.
Yeah.
You pecked at his ego, not his dick.
That's it. The fragile male ego got in the way, I think.
I guess so. But listen, I'd love to hash it out with him. Still a big fan.
Yeah. Me too. Honestly, I'm a huge Jackass
We
fan.
could have a rematch if he wants to come on.
Yeah,
Wee Man, this is it. This is a
Everybody's calling
challenge.
for a rematch.
Yeah, we'll hear your side, Wee Man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's like the only one I could have like taken, but
I don't know. You look pretty scrappy.
But I'm like, I wasn't trying to like injure him or something. I just like thought, oh, this is how they deal with stuff here.
Right.
You know, so I was just like, thought I was like getting into the spirit.
I totally agree, by the way. I feel like that, if I was, because I've been on set before where you're kind of intimidated by people and you're like, and they're like all funny people and you're like, okay, why do I get in there? You have to wait for the right time because you don't want to try hard, but you want it to like be authentic.
Yeah.
And then an opportunity comes up and something gets overridden in your brain. You're like, I'm fucking doing the thing. The next thing you know, you're on the ground choke holding Wee Man.
Yeah.
And thinking like, this is it. I did the Jackass thing.
Exactly. And I already like held back earlier that day when I didn't slap him in the balls.
Right.
You know?
And Wee Man was he was like goading you,
he
man.
was egging me on.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's this whole male dynamic, right? Where in certain segments of men, and I think the Jackass guys, this kind of physical abuse is like part of the love you show to each other, right? And so, and I feel like Nate is like, that has that in there too. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I've been in those situations and you just don't know where the line is, and it's so easy to not go far enough, but it's so easy to go too far. And I've had people go too far on me where you're like, dude, that actually hurt.
And I grew up around like my brother and my cousins were always wrestling me and stuff like that, and I don't know, it's just par for the course. Like,
I was going to ask you if you did have a rematch with Wee Man, and it was like you both knew it was happening, like, you know, face to face, you're facing each other down. Do you think he could take you, or do you think you could take him?
I think it'd be an even fight.
Yeah, because you had the element of surprise.
No, he was not expecting me to take him out.
He's pretty strong too, right? Like
he's really strong.
Yeah.
I had the advantage there because I wasn't holding a lunch tray, and I came in for the attack.
You fucking had him though, man.
Yeah,
you were like right under the jaw there. Like that was like MMA. They'd be like, oh, it's in tight. That's in deep. That's in deep.
Yeah, I had a lot of practice. So
I think that's cool you did that.
Thanks, brother. I mean, I thought everybody there, like even Johnny texted me that night saying like, that was so funny when you tackled Wee Man. So, I mean, everybody, I thought they liked it.
Well, I'm sure you know that John C. Reilly told that story on Steve-O's podcast.
Yes.
And Steve-O was like, I think so he had a little insight into like maybe what it was like on the other
like there was
side
a
of camp.
Chatter about.
Yeah. But I love that John C. Reilly is like a huge fan of yours.
Yeah, he's a buddy.
Is he a buddy of yours?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's so
sweet.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
I know, he's incredible. And he loves clowns, which is like
so clowning.
What I do, I guess. Yeah.
Did you go to clown college, or did you just become a clown?
I was actually introduced to clown in college. So I went to a regular college that had clown classes in the theater program. Okay. And I was just introduced to it that way. But my clown teacher studied with Lecoq, who is like the grandfather of modern clown.
I knew that. Yes, Lecoq.
He was the teacher of Lecoq was the teacher of Philippe Gaulier, who just passed away, who was like the famous clown teacher that taught Sacha Baron Cohen, and among other known clowns. I was like mistakenly taken to be one of his. If people think that I was a student of him,
right. That's what we thought. I think we thought you were too. But like,
oh, really?
Yeah, or that you like fully immersed in clown college. But...
Oh no, I mean I just took clown classes in college, and then. Just took a bunch of classes after that, and you kind of get it, like, you know, after you do like week-long workshops and stuff like that. But no, I never went to an official clown college, which would have been cool.
You had a clowning experience in Paris, I've heard.
Yes. Okay, so that's where a story I first met Philippe Gaulier. He and I had like a clowning workshop with Hillary and Chelsea Clinton.
Okay.
Which was
like randomly, surreal. Right? They were just there?
It was so surreal. So they wanted to immerse themselves in different art forms, I guess, and they wanted to bring in like a woman that was an expert in the field in each category that they delved into. And so they wanted to do clowning in the comedy episode. I have no idea why, because clowning is like so niche, you know, and most people I don't think really know what it is other than like creepy birthday clowns and stuff like that. Yeah, it was like me, Hillary, and Chelsea sitting at a cafe with Philippe Gaulier, like talking about clown. I don't know. It was so bizarre. In the clown class, like I watched Hillary Clinton with like a red clown nose on, like doing physical comedy. Like I was like, what are you doing?
How was she?
She was actually really good.
She was good?
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
She gave it a good shot.
Yeah. Did you touch Chelsea Clinton's boobs?
Yes, I did. So
I never thought that question would come up on the show.
You ask?
By the way,
right.
but,
That's why I wore this shirt. I guess I'm obsessed with tits.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, everybody from
Take
top
my
to
eyes
bottom.
off those things.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
touching
so in
Hillary.
my show, Nate, there's a gag where I approach somebody. And it looks as if I'm about to grab their boobs, and then at the last second, I ask for consent.
Yes.
So they wanted me to reenact this on the show, and initially I was reaching for Philippe's breast because I thought that would be, just a little bit more appropriate considering that the Secret Service is like standing 2 feet
You're not
away
going to do
from
it to
me.
Hillary or Chelsea Clinton.
Yeah. Well, then.
But then.
Well, so he said no, and she was like, "You can do it to me." And I was like, okay, here we go. And she just like, offered up her rack. And,
and?
Yeah, I very gently,
Did you cup or did you just pat?
I patted.
You patted, yeah.
I patted. I mean, there's a little bit of a caress in there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a cupping, but yeah, it's mostly a pat.
I noticed in Nate that it was more of an over, less of an under.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little less.
Yeah, I think that's
familiar.
appropriate. Yeah.
This is a little more like.
This is a little more like visual for the for the visual joke. It's easier to go like that than to go like that.
I noticed a few things like that. Like when you were crushing your La Croix, the nozzle, the mouth wasn't even on your mouth. It was like,
oh yeah, it's just
and you were just dumping it down your body. I was like, I see that. It probably looked great in the audience, but on camera, I was like, she's not drinking it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the only way I can win.
Yeah,
also.
man, that's hard to crush a La Croix.
No, actually, there was a couple of gags, like visual gags, at the top of the show we cut for time. Well, I think they're worth it to keep in, but they were like, nobody knows you, and they're not gonna like sit through your silent jokes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, but there's a couple other La Croix and sunglasses gags. Before I get to that part, it's a build of 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thing about the La Croix pronunciation.
LaCroix.
Is it?
Yeah, because I'm Canadian.
Okay.
And we all were like, you guys are saying it wrong. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
We all, because a lot of people say LaCroix, and we were like, that's wrong. It's La Croix. It's La Croix. That's how you pronounce it in La Croix. And then the company, LaCroix, put out an actual like memo or like saying it is LaCroix.
Really?
It is pronounced LaCroix. It's a family name. It's LaCroix.
Way.
Knock it off with the La Croix stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because they're like, it's like a Midwest company.
Yeah. So the Canadians were like, oh, we were shamed.
Yeah.
Because we were like, you Americans, you always saying it with your American accent. Just do it right.
In your defense, though, like their family name is probably mispronounced.
Yes, of course.
Which I've had that situation with a few, like I did a movie with Ryan Phillippe years ago.
Bragging. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, but it's the name Phillippe, and I was like, "You're saying your name wrong."
Yeah,
Felipe, right? Like I was like, "It's got to be Philippe, Ryan Philippe," and he's like, "No, it's Phillippe." And you can't tell someone you're saying your name wrong, but I did.
So bad.
One of the most gratifying things we have with this show, Tyler, is our community on Patreon. These are the people that are supporting us. These are the people that are really, truly making this show possible. And so we appreciate them. And I think, we want to add to our love bugs. Our love bugs are what drive this show. So check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com, ILYSM pod. We got Tyler's Tuesday Tales. I think, Tyler, I'm still astounded after now doing the show for a while and just knowing you, how many stories you have.
And there's more coming.
I know. And then it's just like, and you just keep coming up with new ones because often you're telling me a story about something that happened last week. And I'm like, okay. I don't have those kind of stories. So
stories are everywhere, really.
Yeah, stories. You just got to know where to look. But we got playlists. We got ad-free versions of the show, so you don't have to hear these ads if you're in Patreon.
Yeah.
No. And of course, you can chat with us directly in the comments, and we're answering stuff and looking at it. No, Tyler's real active in there.
I am active. I like the
really good.
comments. I like the one-on-one communication.
You can even join for free. Of course, there's paid tiers, and the paid tiers are what keeps us going. So it's patreon.com/ILYSM pod. As
soon as I hear someone who has a bit of a raspy voice or a burnt out voice, I have a trigger.
You relate.
Well, I'm like, oh my God. Because up until I had this surgery about 6 years ago, I sound like a different human being. You can go back and watch my work.
Oh, really?
I have a very different voice than I do now.
Wow.
It was like hell for me. It was hell walking around, and people complimented all the time, like, oh, your voice is so cool. And you're like, I have no fucking control over it. Like some days it's not there at all. Some days it's clear. Some days it's like how people like it. And I would do I did Voltron for years, right? And I would show up some days and they'd be like, you don't sound like Hunk.
Voltron.
And I would have to try to do it or whatever. And they'd be like, this is like a different guy. And then some days it would be so bad. They're like, you can't record today.
Yeah.
You sound like a different guy. Like it was embarrassing. But you have the same thing as me, LPR.
LPR, silent reflex. And can I just say, can doctors start learning about this, please?
Yes.
Because
nobody fucking has a clue.
I have to explain it to ENTs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can somebody just fucking know about this? So it's like, for people that don't know, it's when you don't have any heartburn, like you don't have any heartburn symptoms, but the acid from your stomach comes up at night and eats your vocal cords.
Just like sits there and eats your vocal. So you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I feel like I smoked a pack of cigarettes.
So I have this raspy voice, which people love, but yeah, like you said, it's like from day to day, it's like so different.
Yeah.
And I sleep sitting up. I eat like a low acid diet, and I just feel like I do everything I can to try to mitigate. Like, I love the days when I sound like super clear.
Yeah.
Not
other
it's
people
obviously
like,
not today, but
yeah, I do too. And because it feels like, for me, it was like I'm always running my thoughts through a filter, which was this thing. I was like, I can never, even as an improv actor, I was like, I have to adjust for my delivery because I know it's not going to come out the way I think. It's going to come out with this voice that people love, but I don't.
Exactly.
There's a lot of negotiation going on.
Voiceover actors, they say, are actually the best at like, adjusting for the rasp because we know like, oh, a part of my voice feels a little, I'll go up here. And,
And
it
was like, constant like negotiation with my throat.
Yeah, I've just been dealing with that a lot, especially like when I do long runs. Like I just did 80 shows of my show Weir this past fall off Broadway.
Yeah.
And it's so isolating because I have this condition. Just during the day, I just wouldn't talk to anybody all day. And like just do my show at night.
So well, and I don't want to like. You said that it made you cry yesterday.
Yesterday I cried because I woke up and it was like really bad. And then the night before, I went to an event and they were like, "Is this your voice or your horse voice?" And I was like, "It's my horse voice, but I have it often, So it's just like
it's like, and then people like when people address it. It makes you feel even more exposed or something.
It makes you feel more like
like I remember
self-conscious about it.
I have a throat clearing tick because of it. Constantly trying to clear something that's not there.
Yeah.
Because my vocal cords feel screwy all the time. It's called Globus sensation. Do you have
that? Of course I know about Globus.
So I'm always trying to clear my throat. There's nothing there.
I feel like this is so kismet that I had this with you today because, sorry, keep going.
No.
I was just so upset about it yesterday. Like, sometimes you want to like kill yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a big hug after this.
Okay.
Because I literally
dramatic,
no.
But...
I have gone into some of the deepest depressions of my life because of my voice.
Yeah, me too.
And trying to explain it to other people,
you don't.
They're like, but no one notices the same as you or whatever. And you're like, yeah, but it's like a cage. It's like one of the things that I think actors prize or performers is like your tools.
Yeah,
this is your tool, but also socially. As a human being, I won't go out for dinners if the environment's too loud.
Yeah,
because I know
exactly.
the next day or at the end of the dinner, I'll be so strained.
Be fucked. Yeah.
Even after my surgery, like it's always on the edge, and it's because of this thing that doctors don't know fucking anything about,
Dude,
and there's no cure for it.
I know.
I've taken like gourmet reflux
gourmet
paste. Yeah, reflux gourmet. The gum. The paste. It's like this spirulina paste.
Do you have any other
walk around
gourmet?
with. And,
no, I haven't. Well, but I have
it in my purse.
Yeah, it's good, but it doesn't fix it.
But I notice like sometimes because my doctors like take it right before bed, but I'm like it's worse in the morning when I take it before. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, and it seems like every time I get any advice on it, either I am miles ahead of what they're telling me, or it doesn't. It seems to have no rhyme or reason. Like I'll go on a low acid diet or I won't eat a lot of fatty foods. It doesn't matter. I'm like, if I eat anything, my stomach
like close
produces
to bedtime.
Any time of the day. I don't eat when I'm at work ever, because if I eat within half an hour, there's this phlegm.
Wow.
And it's from the reflux. So I don't eat for like 12 hours some days.
You don't eat before we podcast.
Wow.
I won't eat until I get to the airport today. I won't. Yeah.
Wow.
Because if I came here after I ate anything this morning, I'll be like. So
You'd be
anyway,
all fucked.
all this is to say,
I know how you feel.
the depression around it,
yeah.
and you're.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope
Well,
hopefully not real
Oh, yeah.
suicidal
No,
ideation,
no,
but like,
no.
but like it can
Yeah,
really.
sorry to be dramatic, but it just gets
no.
really depressing, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is what you
Well,
understand.
that
Yeah.
sounds hard just for a normal person, but I gotta think being an actor. I mean, so much of Nate, your voice is like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's everything. It's a physicality. It's everything. But the voice is so important.
Yeah.
And the way you modulate it, and the way you go down, and then you're playing. And you're playing like a male character and a female character, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
So that show is interesting to do, but yeah, I'm able to like warm it up to a place where I can always do it, but it's like every day feels like a miracle.
Yeah.
Like I never canceled a show or anything, but
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh my God, like I can't, because the voices are so distinct from each other. And luckily, like the guy's voice, I think the rasp kind of helps me when I'm doing men's
Yeah.
voices.
Oh, yeah.
But
it seems like it.
it's just it's an interesting
Yeah.
thing to deal
Every day
with.
is a miracle is like it's that's so on point.
How is it like, I don't know, like when you're have to deal with your kids and then you're struggling with
Yeah, like
your
they all
voice.
know.
Right,
Like,
right.
I can like talk to them about it.
Right.
And they'll, there are times in my house when I'm just like in the other room going like, like
Yeah.
trying to like
trying to clear out the
trying to clear out the stuff.
phlegm. Yeah.
And they all have learned to like ignore it.
Right.
And my partner, my girlfriend has learned it. She's like, I
Yeah.
don't really notice it that much anymore. But you also learn ways to kind of hide it
Oh yeah.
in conversation or like
Yeah.
navigating a little bit differently. And like,
Yeah.
my kids, like some days I'll just be like, guys, I don't have a voice today. And I need you to
Yeah.
bring it down because I can't talk over you today.
Right,
And you
right.
can't hear me and it hurts me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's because I just like so many of my friends are having babies right now, and I'm just like nowhere close to that. But I'm just like I don't know how I could do that with this.
Isn't that fucking crazy
wow.
how much it
Yeah.
affects everything?
Wow.
I called my parents yesterday because I can't take this anymore. And my dad's like, you got your legs. You know, like, he's like, there's some people don't have legs. And I'm like, I know.
These
I'm like,
are my
I was
legs.
like, I don't have my voice, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So
Well,
it's just,
tell me more about I'm curious like where do you go with that, with the emotional
there
strain?
are days where I'm like, I'm not going to let this get me down. Like, I'm going to like push myself through the day. Like, I'm still going to go to that birthday party or like, I'm still going to go to this because like, I'm sick of like not doing anything or like being so isolated because,
because I can't talk.
Yeah. So there's some days where I push through it and then other days where I'm like, fuck, like it usually comes after like if I've had like a rough voiceover session because of it. Some days I'll do a voiceover session. I'm like, oh, that was so easy. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, universe.
Yeah.
And I have like the best day ever because like the LPR wasn't affecting
Yeah, and
me.
you're like giddy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if I have a voiceover session that I had to like navigate around, I'm like, just go down a wormhole in my brain of like, did they notice it or blah, blah, blah. Like, well, they didn't say anything. And like, even like I did a voiceover session on Friday and they were like, that was the fastest we've ever gone, you know? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, did that sound like the character? You know,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I've learned to like not say anything. And then like, if they really need to, they'll pick it up in ADR.
Yeah.
Or like, have they said like, we can't record today? Like
That happened to me a couple
that
times.
happened to you? Like,
I'd be like
yeah.
slamming throat coat tea and they're like, it's not cutting it, man. You gotta
Yeah,
come back
yeah.
tomorrow or the next day. But like that thing
come
about
back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
like,
gonna be worse because
dude,
I'll be
I need
bummed
like
about
a week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like canceling, like not going to social events and is like
Yeah.
a constant for me because I'm like, I can't talk
Fuck,
today.
dude.
Yeah.
My friend recently told me, he's like, after I did a CPAP, he started a CPAP machine.
I'm about to get one.
I'm about to get one too.
Are you
because-
really?
Well, he told me that he
It
told me
helps.
it took away his LPR.
I've heard that too. And I've heard that, well, there are a lot of things with my sleep that are fucked, man.
Oh, really?
But
like my stupid ring is like, you sleep amazing. I'm like, do I? Or like, I'm like, maybe I have sleep. I should get a sleep study.
even if
but-
it's not waking you up, maybe just
Yeah.
the lack of oxygen or the snoring or whatever
yeah,
it is.
well,
But
I
yeah.
definitely snore.
Yeah, me
and
too.
people on Reddit are like saying like, as soon as they started their CPAP, their reflex went away.
Well, you
Anything-
get one tomorrow,
yeah.
man.
I don't know. Yeah, let's go.
But I've been down this road so many times where they're like, "Oh, this will be the thing," and then you do
I
it, and you're like,
know.
"It didn't do a
You
fucking
don't wanna
thing
get your
for me,
hopes
man."
up, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I am gonna get a CPAP for sure.
Yeah. I don't know that
Sexy.
people know. I mean, I never noticed your throat clearing until you mentioned it on the show.
I'm good at-
and now I notice it,
Yeah.
but it's not.
These guys doing their editing. She's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
I
sure.
hear her like
They're
putting it off
clocking
mic all the
time
time.
code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll hear it
Yeah.
on your mic, like off mic.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But
Figured with voices like your guys is they knew what they were getting when they signed you guys, right? Like this comes with
Right,
the genius of
Sort
the
of,
voice.
but a lot of people, you'd think that they might, but they don't know the nuances of it. They're just like, oh, they've got that's
You
like
got a raspy
your
voice.
thing. Yeah. And you're like, well,
Right.
I remember a couple times on set when I was younger, I would have to ask them if we could shoot all my scenes in the morning because by the end of the day, I won't have anything left. And often the director would be like, well, that's not my job to protect. So by the end of the day, I would literally be like trying to shoot scenes like this. And it would be
Oh
this
my
huge
God.
thing. And they'd have to like start rescheduling for me so that I didn't sound so horrible
Because
in
the
the afternoon.
director's, you're like, I tried.
Yeah,
to
I'm
tell
like,
you
hey man,
guys,
but it's also
that's
like
not for me.
for them to arrange an entire schedule around my vocal availability
I know,
was like,
well-
I'm a fucking idiot. Like, why would anyone hire me? Fred Armisen, who I've worked with on a show I had called Deadbeat on Hulu, he came on and did a guest star, and we were sitting in our chairs, in the green room or whatever.
Yeah.
And sitting there doing this and do it a few times, and he's like, "What are you doing there? What is that? What are you? Why do you keep clearing your throat?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, it's a thing. And he's like, I do the same. I have the same thing. I have the exact same thing.
No
How do you do that all the
way.
time?" And I was like, yeah, like it's a problem. And he was like, I will literally leave parties, get in my car, shut the door and be like, like clear my throat, then go
No
back to the party.
way.
And so in my phone, he's Fred Ahemison and I'm Tyler LaFlemme in his phone. But it's one of those things where like when someone else recognizes it in you. My friend Nick Wexler is like that too.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I'm not the only person with
yeah,
this
it makes you
frustration.
feel
Which,
less alone.
yeah.
Yeah. Even like I quit a cartoon because like it was one of those superhero cartoons where you're like, ah, and I'm like, don't you guys have a fucking library of this? Like,
Yeah, or just take what I did a week ago and just keep you. Yeah.
Exactly. But I was just like, I can't like.
Yeah, I will
do
taste
this.
blood sometimes, like that iron sort of flavor.
Whoa,
like with
fuck.
Voltron, we would do entire like Folly days and ADR days where it's all
Yeah.
like reactions and jumping and screaming. And
There was a whole day of that.
yeah, because we were shooting crazy schedules, so they would put like 4 episodes of just like, hey, now you're falling down a hole forever, and you're just doing that, and you're jumping to like, you're getting punched in the gut, and it's all that. It's like 40, 50,
Well,
60
yeah.
cues.
And you're like, why do you not have a library of this?
And they do, but by the end of those days, I would be like,
That's
I would get in
brutal.
my car and cry. Honestly, it's such a weird thing, man.
Dude,
It's a niche thing to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we're not,
Well,
like
but-
maybe
we're
4
going
people are
into
gonna be like,
nitty-gritty.
but at the same time, you're expressing this thing that you're vulnerable about, and I think that's the whole point of this. And we all like, there's nothing weird I feel vulnerable about. So
Yeah, of
it's
course not.
no, not.
That's why
sorry.
you're the
You're
co-host.
such like an sorry to exclude you from our.
That's okay. No, I'm learning about it. To be fair, I've been having acid reflux because of like the Ozempic stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the side effects. And so it's been like, there's moments where it's really bad and it's really uncomfortable. I haven't really noticed it changing my voice. And it's also something I could just stop taking Ozempic and I would not have it.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't have, there's not that kind of mental anguish that I'm feeling from you all.
Yeah.
But I certainly know the practicality of it just being incredibly uncomfortable and having that really like having the acid reflux so bad that it wakes you up at night. Like, and I'd be like, oh my God, I think I might throw up because
Yeah.
it's so bad.
See, I
And
don't,
then just
I don't
pounding
feel
my
any of
toes.
Yeah,
that.
I
Like,
don't have any.
it's just the
heartburn.
voice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. See the heartburn.
crazy.
So when you say acid reflux, I just think of the heartburn, right? So I don't think of the voice stuff.
What
But
I
just
would
having
give-
stuff that
Yeah,
Some
I wish I
heartburn,
had
man.
that one.
Just take some Gaviscon and be
Well,
like, oh, here we
That's
go.
fine.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they go up different tubes, right?
Yeah.
Like the heartburn one, that's the one you want.
Yeah, that's the good one. That's the good.
Oh, that's the good
reflux,
one. Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
If this is the good one, yours sucks.
There's
Okay,
like
yeah.
there's one other thing with the LPR that's like physical. Well, there's 2 things. There's a duodenal hernia or duodenal, which is
Oh,
like
right,
where
right,
you're like the little valve doesn't close,
yeah, it doesn't
right?
close all the way.
And
yeah.
then there's also a problem with our epiglottis, right? It doesn't close at night,
Really?
so that's why acid can actually get into your vocal cords. But there's nothing they can do about that. And the duodenal hernia, they have this old, like barbaric, archaic surgery where they take
Oh yeah, the
they take a
fundiplication.
where they like staple part of your esophagus
Yeah, and then
to
you
your
can't throw up the rest of your life.
and it just pops all the time anyway. They're like, you'll have to
Oh,
come in and do it
really?
over and over again. And I was like, that's the best they can do for this thing?
You
Yeah.
can't throw up?
No, it's like it changes.
throw up.
It makes it's like it's a way to stop the acid from coming
Yeah.
up your your tube.
Have you thought about getting a fun? But also, you
What, that-
can't lift over
yeah.
50 pounds either.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, well, the doctor was like, don't do it. It's like, it's so pointless. You'll have to do it over and over and over again. It'll pop all the time. You'll be like extremely uncomfortable. Plus, I lift. I lift a lot in the gym.
Well.
Yeah. You're ripped, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got like a full like 6-pack.
I did during the height of my show. I mean, I still got, you can feel it under there, but yeah, I think I put some little bit
buried.
of layers back on.
I got a 6-pack buried under a 2-4.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
He's ripped, man.
Yeah, you guys got to try the CPAPs and let us know. We need to follow up on that.
We should get a little
Let's try
sleep
it.
study thing going on.
Yes.
We can send information back and forth, and then we'll
let's
like
do it.
Yeah, we'll put it on the
talk about it
Patreon
on the show.
Yeah, I'm signed up for a sleep study right now, and then also my dad's like, I'll send you my CPAP.
Right.
Oh.
Just try it
I
out.
know, so nice.
I was
right?
thinking about just buying one because going through the
Well, how much
whole
are they?
thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're like $1,500 for a
It's
good
not
one.
that bad, but
Yeah.
But still.
yeah, I know.
Sure.
You know, if you can get one for
I don't have an
nothing
extra
for-
$1,500
with
bucks.
insurance, like
with
I'll
the
probably do it.
insurance, yeah. Dude, my freaking Aura ring, it's always like, you slept great. And I'm like, I don't know.
But I guess I believe you.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
you chose a thumb or a ring,
My hands fluctuate. It always slips off of,
but not the thumb.
not the thumb.
I had a thumb ring for so long on this hand that it changed the shape of my thumb, where this part of my thumb was flat in here for so long,
Oh,
and I would
no.
open beer bottles with it. I'd be like, psh, and that was like my trick. And then it flattened my thumb. And then also thumb rings became incredibly uncool for a while. And I was like,
Well, I don't think they were ever that cool. Let's be honest.
Hey man, I'm from Vancouver. All right? I was in like drum
Well,
circles
for a
in
woman,
Stanley Park.
yeah, for a
Yeah,
woman.
it's cool.
Anybody can wear them.
It looks cool on you.
Okay, thanks, dog.
We had a couple scenarios prepared for you guys, seeing as we have a master of improv here with us today.
I know, right?
Nothing
Like,
too
great.
crazy,
That.
but we do talk
Be
a lot
funny.
about masculinity, toxic masculinity, what to say, how to be a man in this society. So we had a couple scenarios. We were hoping that you could play the part of the toxic male in this scenario.
And then we'll be
Okay.
the less
And we'll have
toxic.
either read or
Oh my God.
We'll
I'm
have
the
reader
toxic
ta-
male?
Wait,
Yes.
am I supposed to improv too?
Well, we'll take turns here, right?
Okay.
And-
I never studied with the famous clowns.
No, these will be quick. We
Oh,
don't
I've
have
had to
go
watch
crazy.
so many of these videos. Have you done like the sexual
Like-
harassment training and
Oh,
like
okay. So
sensitivity
we're doing
training?
like harassment
We'll-
training.
yeah, and we'll have reader
Harass me.
Tyler be the female in this
Okay.
scenario, and then we can have a toxic example, and then we can have maybe a more healthy example from
I'm
the guys.
I'm
on
the
what you
healthy
should
example.
actually
Okay,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first scenario we have here for you is the workplace environment. Natalie, you are the older male boss. Tyler, you are the young, hot secretary.
Right. And he's
And-
leveraging his power over me.
Well, yeah, it's a casual Friday, but you came in looking, let's say, very nice. All right.
Okay, like it's exceptionally casual.
So
Yeah, you
it's
came in
her
looking-
fault.
And
Right. You're already on the right track.
What
here.
would a toxic boss male in this scenario? Could you give us some examples of what they would say and what not to say
Oh, okay. Like, okay.
to Tyler?
Yeah. If Tyler's looking really nice,
I'm flaunting.
Tyler,
Yeah.
you're
Tyler,
looking
yeah.
nice. You wore a denim skirt, short denim skirt on casual Friday.
Yep.
Maybe he's like, oh, you're looking for a raise because the only one you're going to get is in my boxers.
Whoa. And then I freeze, right? Like,
yeah.
pull my skirt down a little bit.
Yeah.
No, not looking for a raise today, Mr. Palamides.
Are you sure? Because I have one for you here. And then he reveals his boner.
Whoa, we went right to the a
Yeah.
boner reveal.
Yeah, why don't you come back into my office and we'll take care of business, getting you that raise.
Business meeting.
Yeah,
I
I want to make sure you get your hands all over this raise.
feel a lot of pressure in this
I
situation.
feel a lot of pressure as well. It needs to be released.
Thank you.
All right, so that's an example of what not to do.
Okay.
I would say don't do that if
And
you're
I gotta
a boss.
say, there was so much coming at me that even I would, if that was actually happening to me, I would just probably cry.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know what I would do if
Like,
somebody
what
just
would
said,
you
"Hey,
say? Yeah,
all
I
right.
would run
So-
out.
Okay,
Well, there
so
were
we
some
want
good
the-
puns in there. I'd
Yeah.
appreciate the humor
Yeah.
probably a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
Yeah,
as well.
but not if there's a boner staring at you.
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the good example. Tyler, right? Yeah.
it's Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
And then let's go to work. That was great, right? Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, no need to mention anything.
You don't
about
have to
my
mention
appearance.
anything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think I have some employees. Not mentioning appearance is kind of the way I roll. You know, occasionally be like, "Oh, nice jacket" or whatever. "Oh, I noticed you got a new jacket." It's
Right,
but you know, even that, I
like,
try not to.
Yeah.
I try not to do
Because
that.
even if you say like, "You look nice today,"
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
no,
there's a whole-
Oh my God. And those sensitivity training classes, like they leave people totally flummoxed, right? They walk out of these things like, so I can't even say like, I can't hug you. I can't say, it's like, just use your common sense, man.
Yeah.
Like really read the situation. But
Yeah.
some people
and it's
just
also
can't.
the power dynamics of it, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I might feel like it's say different things. Not that I would ever want to make anyone uncomfortable, but as when I'm the boss and it's my employee, it's so loaded of that. Just where you went in the extreme of like, if you're not going to suck my dick, you're not going to get, you know, a raise or, you know, whatever it's going to be,
Yeah.
right? So
that happens.
you know, I never want to have that instance where someone feels uncomfortable because they feel like I'm, you know,
Oh.
exerting power over them and in that kind of way, you know?
as it should be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I used to, but then I saw Nate and then like
Right.
it changed me.
Well, we were
Wow.
kind
Changed
of
me.
talking about it before the show, right? There's online, especially, you see it, a lot of men, younger men that are dealing with this sort of toxic masculine world we live in. They're like, I can't even say anything to a woman, right? Everything's sexual assault. I can't approach a woman. I
my
can't
God.
say anything anymore, you know?
Come on, dude.
Get creative,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, get creative.
Yeah. I feel it, but
And just don't hit on your coworkers too. Is the other
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Also, you don't even have to be that creative. You just
just
yeah.
don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't talk about tits and ass.
Yeah.
This is our next example, actually.
Oh, hitting on a woman?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Reed, you'd be the woman at the
Well,
grocery store, right?
Okay.
Maybe
Oh, at
you're
the
reaching
grocery
for
store.
something,
Oh,
something like
Rita.
that. And you're approached by Natalie, the toxic male, hitting on you.
At a grocery store.
Hey, you need help with those melons?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Are you sure? Because they look really heavy. Oh, not the ones on the shelf. The ones in your shirt. I can help you carry them if you want. Maybe tonight at the
You know-
Speranza, 11 p.m.
I gotta say I'm not interested, and I'm gonna go talk to the produce manager right now.
Why are you going to talk to him? I'm the one asking you out.
I like that there's just a produce manager too, just dealing with.
Well, we're in the produce section,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm going to the authority figure in the produce section.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the produce manager. So
What are you going to tattle on me?
I am gonna tattle on you.
Oh.
Oh, see now it's the
Wait. Is she interested? I think you got
Yeah,
her.
I think she likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime melons are involved, I mean, it's just so easy.
Yeah, it's a slam dunk.
It's a
Yeah.
slam dunk. Yeah.
Tyler, what would be a healthy way to approach a woman and to, you know,
In a
A
grocery
woman
store
with big melons.
with big
Oh wait!
melons.
Oh my gosh!
And-
Also, I forgot.
Yeah, so I think we're talking about double bubble. Is that what you were looking at?
I think I was talking about melons.
Oh, there they. Oh, there's. Look,
Aren't they
there's.
on here? Oh shit! Nice blockbuster. Oh, perfect.
Which one do you prefer? Oh,
Both categories.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the cantaloupes. So a healthy way,
we're doing the thing.
a
you
healthy
guys.
way to approach it would be to have a chart like that. First of all, that you can reference before you make any comment, so you know exactly what type of breasts you're dealing with.
Yes.
I think a healthy way to hit on a woman, kind of like an old school approach. I think if you see someone that you find attractive and you want to approach them, I think you should just come up and introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm Tyler. I just want to come over and say hi. I would never approach someone in a grocery store,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
But if you're going to, I think just something direct. Don't say anything sexually off color, but say, hey, I want to come over and introduce myself.
Yeah.
Would you like to go for coffee with me sometime? Or would you
Yeah.
like to go for a
That's
tea with
very
me sometime?
direct.
You can assume that they think you're attractive.
Yeah, like I don't need to
Right.
say, hey, I think you're hot. Do you want to?
Yeah,
It's like
you're so
I saw
beautiful.
you
I
and
came
I came over. It was enough
It's implied.
to bring me over to you.
But is it implied every time a guy, like a stranger, talks to you, like in a supermarket, like
Every
if you
time?
yeah, every time. No, but like if I'm next to you and we're looking at pasta and you're like, and I mentioned something about the shape of pasta, like, are you assuming that I find you attractive and I want to hit on you?
No.
It's just a guy into pasta.
But that like never happens.
He probably saw that you
Nobody's
were
like,
half Italian
look
too.
at these fusillis. What is it? Fusilli?
Yes.
Fusilli.
Yeah,
Ah,
you're
check out
Italian.
the
You should
sillies
know.
on those fusillis.
Orecchiette. Are you like orecchiette?
Yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't assume that.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I back off of women a little bit. Like if I'm in a public space, like I try to be friendly, but I also like, I'm like, oh, if I don't want it to read like I'm just like trying to hit on you. So I think sometimes I'm not as friendly as I maybe naturally would be because I get a little anxious that
Yeah.
like, and I'm like an imposing, like I'm giant very handsome person, and like I'm wary about making someone uncomfortable because of my.
You're a nice guy.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that comes across in very little interaction.
I know what you're
with
saying
me,
though. Like I remember years ago, my ex was like, "Why do you feel like you have to make people laugh at the grocery store, or why do you need that
she
checkout
thinks you're
girl to laugh?" And I was
flirting?
like, "I don't know. It's like it's something I feel like compelled to do." And she's like,
Yeah.
it's just a very thinly veiled way to flirt." And I was like,
oh,
"But is it always flirting?" And I sort of went down the rabbit hole in my head. I was like, maybe I am. That is my language, making someone laugh. But it's usually just about like, hey,
But I'll do that with
I
everybody.
have an opportunity to make this moment funny or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm very flirty though.
Yeah, but I did realize that like often like, okay, let's say that you were standing next to me in the pasta aisle and I made some comment about pasta trying to make you laugh. I probably would have done that because I found you attractive.
Really?
Like I probably would have said that to you, or because I wanted you to think I was funny. For what other reason do I care if you think I'm funny? You know what I mean?
I want everyone to
just
think I'm
'cause I
funny.
walk
I want
around
everyone to think I'm funny.
Because you want everyone to be attracted to you.
I
in
kind
one
of
way or
do.
another,
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did realize at one point, I'm like, every interaction sort of stems from wanting you to find me attractive. Maybe not sexually or whatever, but like I want you to think I'm funny or I'm cool or whatever.
Totally, yeah.
So I've started to take that pressure off myself a lot in public. 100%. Like, oh, your day's not going to get better if I crack a joke while you're bagging my eggs. You know what I mean?
Like
fun. And I found some more freedom in like when it happens organically now. There's no pressure to like just like always have some joke.
Yeah, I mean, if you were feeling pressure to constantly do it,
no, it can be bad. Like
my throat a bunch, getting ready to like land a good
my
joke.
dad does that. My dad cannot have I mean, like we'll be in the elevator and he's got to chat with the person, and it's man, woman, whatever. I mean, it's just like
masculine.
And as he's gotten older, it's gotten a little worse, and he had a stroke, and I think it kind of uninhibited him a little bit.
Oh,
and it's just like, Dad, you don't need to try to make friends with every single person we interact with. It doesn't like we're on the same elevator for 4 floors. You don't have to get into a conversation with.
But see,
guy.
that's what I mean. That's old school dad behavior. Like chatting it up with everybody, and I think that can be a little iffy.
Well, I think it's also something charming about it. I feel like nobody talks to anybody anymore. Nobody talks to each other anymore.
Yeah.
Well, like, when you are in the elevator, it is so excruciating, like standing there in silence with somebody. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of nice to be like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Like, does it have to be so disarming if somebody like looks at you and says, hey, like sometimes I'll say hey to somebody in an elevator, not because I want to fuck them or anything. It can just be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a nice little interaction. I find it so much more pleasant than just being like,
yeah, I mean, I do it too. Like, I'm not comfortable with silence.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's more it.
It might be, but I also like if I'm in an elevator with you for 5 floors and we're just standing there. I'll probably say something like, hey, like I'm 1 floor better than you, or like, make some joke. You're on 5, I'm on 6. I'm one better than you. That's
or like at least say like when they leave, like have a good one.
I even went down a bit of a rabbit hole in my head with like telling people to have a good day. I was like, why am I asserting my wishes for their day on them? Like, hey, have a good day. Like, I know. Okay, so this is where we're at.
Nice.
I know. Like, hey, have a good day. I'm like,
nice.
it's like I'm not telling you. You better go have a fucking good day.
Yeah.
But like, also, fuck me. Like, what does it matter if I tell you to have a good day? So there's a lot of these things that are coming up for me around
positive reinforcing. I mean, I think that you're wishing them a good day.
I think what it is I'm saying that you're right, that there's a lot of fear around. And a lot of like second guessing.
Yeah.
But coming from a male perspective, like, what should I say anything right now?
Oh, I think it's probably different from a male perspective.
Maybe.
Because for me, I always feel free to talk to everybody, make people laugh. Right. I never second guess it for a second. I never think, oh, somebody thinks I'm probably hitting on them.
If you were really chatty with me, I'd be like, oh, I think she might be into me.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, for sure. Well, because here's the thing. I think a lot.
Think that all the time, probably.
Because I think a lot of women don't do that, and probably for that reason, they're scared of like, oh, he's going to think I'm into him. So when a woman does that, it's like I automatically I'm like, oh, she must like me. It's like the cashier at the supermarket. I'm like, oh, well, she did like that joke I made, and then she was real friendly back, and also that time at the strip club, she really was into me.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Very into you. Now, okay, consent. That was one of the things. I mean, the show clearly is a lot about consent. Like you just have to ask and all that. Yeah. Like so can you tell us a little bit about the genesis of doing an entire one-man show about consent?
You had kind of asked me earlier, like how I got into it. Just during the time when I was trying to come up with a new hour, like all the Harvey Weinstein stuff was happening. And initially when I was developing this show, I was just kind of angling for it just being about toxic masculinity and Nate's relationship with his father. And I had this little like Ken doll pop out of my jacket that was like on a wire that I had dressed like Nate's dad. So like anytime his dad was in his head, I would like open my jacket and like his father's
on his shoulder. Yeah.
But after all the stuff with Harvey came out, I soon realized like I can't do a show about toxic masculinity in this moment without addressing consent. And so that's kind of what took me in that direction, even though I was really scared to touch it because there's so many, you know, sensitive feelings around it, rightfully so. So when I was developing the show, I tried to make sure, or I did make sure that all the audiences knew that I was playing with that subject matter.
Oh, beforehand they would walk in.
Yeah, there's a trigger warning on the door and everything I was gonna
But man, I was putting myself as the audience members, the ones you were going to interact with, and it'd be like, man, oh, like if you had me on stage for the wrestling and you're like, take your shirt off, man, I would have been like, oh man, that would have been so hard.
Some people don't.
Oh, some people wouldn't do it.
Yeah, some people don't take their shirt off.
Well, and he at the end like dominated you. He got on top and did the thing. I was like, oh, that
really
like,
good.
And his girlfriend was in the audience. I was like, holy shit,
By
man.
the way, I think they're still together.
Oh,
and she
Elaine
has an incredible voice. She's a musician.
Oh, okay.
Her group's name is called Skull Crusher.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
That's
her. Oh, right
yeah,
on.
yeah, cool, right?
Cool.
And then there was this really dark moment. Netflix had us cut because they said it was too dark, where she like popped a pill
while he was on stage with you. Oh, that's hilarious. Could have been a Tic Tac.
Yeah, it could have been a Tic Tac, but it looked like she was like.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is too much.
Yeah.
And
Like,
crush a skull.
Yeah.
Right, because in that it like that bit, like she did not look happy about the whole thing, right? In the
there was like it was uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean there's so many moments in the show, like especially the end, and I don't want to like give it all away or anything, but like the end of the show and everyone's like kind of like we're coming to a conclusion and it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But also like we're kind of obligated to like throw the flowers and be like, you know what I mean? It's like you're just talking about like two people who consensually sort of are admitting that they raped each other, and it's like it was just so interesting.
Yeah, well, like, I try to make that as absurd as possible with just getting people to talk about it and think around it, because when you like really examine the scenario that I enact like on their date, it's like, oh yeah, they really do like do that.
It's true.
A lot of like rules that they break or a lot of mistakes that they make, but that happens every day.
Yeah.
And it's what makes those situations so difficult.
That gray area there. Like
the gray
most
area.
of the audience was like, no, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I didn't know how I felt about it either.
Yeah.
I was like,
that seemed like the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. Watch it if you haven't
fucking
watched
brilliant.
it.
So brilliant.
I can't believe I didn't watch it until last night.
Oh.
And now I've like told 5 people already, like, oh my God, you got to watch this thing.
No, and if anyone has not
today.
seen Nate, my God, watch it. So now can I ask you, Weir, are you doing the similar thing? Is there going to be a special on Weir or?
Oh, I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Are you going to do another run?
Probably do another like short run, maybe a tour or something like that around different like larger American cities, but nothing set in stone.
Go abuse your voice a little more.
Yeah. Give me a little more breaks in between. Yeah. I was doing 6 shows a week for like 4 months.
I mean, with our condition, that would be like a constant.
It was stressful.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, Amy Poehler.
Yes.
Who has been like a champion for you, right?
Yes.
Isn't she just wonderful?
She's the sweetest. Yeah, I love her so much.
I met her years ago. I did this movie with like Jason Sudeikis and Nick Kroll, and I think Nick and her were dating at the time. Like, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, they were.
And I met her at the screening of the movie at Tribeca, and she was like, "Oh, you're really, really funny." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I've seen her like a couple other times just out in the world, and there's
just
no reason for her to
around.
like remember me or say anything. And she just always is very like, "Hi, how are you?" And like, she's really a nice.
She's a sweetie
person.
pie,
yeah.
and she's just an icon. And I always looked up to her growing up, being on SNL and everything. And so it was just super surreal that she wanted to produce Nate.
Yeah, well, she saw some genius
awesome.
in you, obviously. No, she saw some.
Oh,
she saw some genius
awesome.
in you, but she is awesome as well.
Thank you. Well, you got to go to France.
I gotta
right?
go to Paris, man.
So let's wrap this up.
Was
so we got to shout out our patrons, our big love bugs on Patreon. Jonathan Newman and oh my God,
Robin Rougier.
Oh, thank
you.
Rougier. Yeah, thank you, Robin. We appreciate you. We
Robin.
appreciate
Roblin.
all Roblin. That's right. We appreciate all of
Roblin
the love bugs
Goblin.
out there on our Patreon, patreon.com/ILYSMpod. It is your support really that makes this show possible to bring in Natalie, and that is amazing. Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah.
You are
my rate is
yes.
super high.
Well, we had to keep the lights on, so to show it. And thank you, Studio 1042, of course, everyone here, and thank you to everyone watching, everyone listening. We love you so much.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too.